Friends, we are in the Polos Industrial District. As you can see, we've got a big, massive building in front of us. What is this building, you ask? Well, let me tell you. This is the amazing chemical plant. Because I had to do some work on Rinard because our unemployment was atrocious. And so I worked feverishly to persuade the city fathers, with the help of Mr. Polos, of course, and even Grindle got involved. But needless to say, the chemical plant was brought in, and it helps greatly increase the area here. You can see it does cause some ground pollution, it does cause some air pollution, but it does, at the same time, help a great deal of our industrial efficiency, which is a big plus. We've also expanded some industrial areas because, again, we needed to improve dramatically our fiscal situation. We've added in some more industrial here next to the train depot. We've also brought in another local industry, the dairy house, a local barn that helps with the dairy industry. We've also expanded our industrial complex here and here. All of this in an attempt to help mitigate the unemployment that ravaged the area. We've also come in and added in a few more things over here. We've got our firefighting helicopter depot to help protect our new little villages over here that we've designed and built. We've also got our road maintenance depot that we built. And of course, we've put in all these wonderful commercial items here because, well, you know, you gotta have shops here in the vicinity, right? But we're not done. So first we're going to do this. We're going to look at our population, and let's look at our unemployment. Now, it was up at around 30%, and I brought it down to 19%. Other streamers will point out that there may be something wrong with the calculation for unemployment in this game. So I'm happy I brought it down about 20 points. We'll keep working on it as we go. But let's look at this. Let's look at our services. As you can see, our production here, we are underserved by 61 tons a month on grain and produce, livestock, and produce and cotton, as well as rock. So we need to improve that situation. And you know, part of building Covenant was a desire to open up this area here to begin with. And as you can see, if we come over here and look at our specialized industry, we could be doing quite a lot in this area. And so, friends, we're going to do that. Today, we're going to be worrying about farming and the farming capacities of this area. But first, let's build our road out here from Covenant. Let these folks have a way to get out to the new jobs. We're also going to put in a we'll go a two-laner. We'll go a two-laner because I'm not quite sure the lay of the land here as far as it goes regarding the good availability of the fertile land. So let's get that squared away. I want it to be a nice one. You know what? We'll bring it all the way over to here and then we'll curve it up. And I may even join it in here just to facilitate that. Okay. So, this is a farm episode. I should invite Sister to come and play this with me, because, you know, Sister and her farms. She loves her farm craft. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to actually push this back here off the main road. We're going to do a special right here just to get it out here so that we can maximize our coverage with our livestock. Alright, so let's cover that and bring that down here. And just kind of edge our way along. And we'll cover this all delightfully. So And I'm sure that they won't mind because this brings jobs to them here in Covenham. And they're all about supporting that economy, on growing the economy in the area, because, you know, it's important that we properly address all of the needs of the citizens of Rinard and the agglomeration Rinardoise, right? So there's our first livestock farm. Let's just take a gander. We'll crank that speed up. Let's look at our production now. That should help bring that down. Let's see what the production is on this. Let's see. Production. We'll get there. It's going to build up here in a bit. Grün Kuh, huh? Okay, we need to do grain as well, so let's plan on some grain to maximize the efficiency of the grain. See, we kind of got that cut out on the outside there, but that's okay. We can come over here. We will do another road right here and see if we can't cover some grain area here. I want to just kind of get it all, but take what I can get. That'll cover some maximally efficient areas, I think. Maybe. Let's see. To the end and straight out? Sure, why not? Now we're gonna try not to destroy these people's backyards, but at the same time, recognizing the need for the economy, I think the people of Covenham are gonna be okay with some nice grain farming, maybe some livestock. They're not averse to agriculture. They know what puts food on their tables, right? That's what I tell myself anyway. Let's see how's that doing? What has that done to our services since we've let that produce a bit? Okay, notice it's coming down, brought a ton more. We're probably going to be, let's face it, at a deficit for quite some time. But we can help alleviate that, right? That's what this whole area is all about. So we've done that. Can we do another here? Probably. Should probably actually consider putting one off of this road here. So I may just do that. Watch out. Here we come. Let's see what that does. Put that at the end of the road. Kind of square it off, make it easier for any others that come in later to be able to actively participate in the industrial specialty areas. That'll help. Look at that. Covenham's going to have some good farms right close by. See, that's a level 1. Is that increasing? We'll see. We don't want biofuel. We need regular grain. We don't need biofuel. What are you thinking? We need grain for just food. Well, that brought that down. Look at that. That's just cruising right down. That's a good sign. Let's see about doing some produce. That was a jet going by it, though. It sounded like a thunderstorm, didn't it? Let's see. Let's go ahead and zoom it in here. Zippity zoom, boomity boom. Pop that over. Carry that across. Perfect. Perfect. That's what I get for letting the city grow so much without, you know, adding in some more. Let's see who this is. Is this Common Groceries? It is! Thanks, Common Groceries, for all you do for our city. Now let's look here. We've got more area here. Let's look at doing some more grain and maybe some more cotton. But I'm thinking what we can do is have this road come along here and not do that, but more accurately frame this. So we'll just pop it out, and then we'll come right along here, and then we'll just bring it straight over, and then down. And I'm gonna put trees along here, because why are they parking on this road? That's just ridiculous. Just ridiculous. Verging into, dare I say, redonkulous territory. Alright, so if I back it in just a hair. So be it. So let it be written, so let it be done. Etc., etc., etc.
Etc., etc., etc.
I will go from here and across to there. Ta-da! Now we get the rain. Sure, why not? Look at that. Squares it off quite nicely, doesn't it? I can come back and adjust that to tighten it in if I wanted to maximize, which I probably will, if we're being honest. But I need to clear the edge of this because, you know, the snap is always funny. Alright, look at that. Good farm fields going in here around Covenham. Let's look at our production. Look at the dramatic increase. Down to 22. Not doing so much on the produce. That's okay. We have got area left to utilize. We're going to. Let's take a look here. Look at that. We could even come clear over here. That looks like some good employment opportunities for Wolfenburg as well. So let's do this. We've already got the road here. Let's stem it off here. And that will allow us to put in some more. Let's do vegetables. Bring it up to end with the middle of the road here if it's not going to force a weird snap, because it likes to do that all the time. Why? Why are you jumping into the road? That's like the thing that I just don't understand that you do. Alright, that takes care of vegetables. Let's see what that effect is on our production. Look at that, grain's down a deficit of 9 tons a month. That's wonderful. So we can probably clear that if we add one more grain farm right here, which I don't see why not. Right? We'll just plug this in. Won't that just be a delight? Looks like it wants to come off of this side. I think we can go back to having it snap. I'll leave a little buffer out to the road, I think. I just don't want to have it go all the way straight out to the road. Okay, look at that. Look at that. Look at that wonderful change that we've done here so far. Covenham's got a lot more opportunity for employment. Let's see if that did anything for unemployment. It, oddly enough, raised it. Not sure how that works, but hey, sure. Okay, why not? Let's look and see if we've got other... Ooh, look at that. We could do some good extractive efforts here. I don't know how they'd feel about it. They might want to push out this way. Probably Kolos would be interested in that. We've got some other deposits around. Oh look, we've got right here. We could put in another one right here. Goodness me. Good options. We'll consider it. Are there other oil? Look at that. That's a big oil field right there. They would fight it. They wouldn't want that. And on the coast too. I don't see them being cooperative. We've got lumber options though. We could potentially have some trees farmed out this way. In fact, we might even want that, but I think it'll probably be better somewhere where it's a little more dense in the tree area. Like right there would be a great tree farm for Ujiats. Alright, let's look again at the... So if we curve it along there. Okay, let's do that. So we will start here, we'll do a curve. Maybe we'll do a multi-curve. Alright. Now for the trees, because frankly I'm tired of seeing all these cars parked here. There should not be cars parked along a major freeway. Trees are not really safer either, but better than cars just all piling on to this major road. Correct me if I'm wrong. What's up with you? Why are you like that? Probably because of the special split lanes that we've got going there. That's my guess. It's just kind of silly that they're parking up. Who would walk along those roads? There's no reason to walk along these roads. Alright. And here's the other problem we've been having. In case you haven't noticed, I've got a whole bunch of crematoriums here because we've got this weird death wave going here. So I'm probably just going to leave these on, honestly, and deal with them later because game mechanics are what they are. And as you can see, we've got lots of dead people who apparently need to be picked up. And if I need to put in more here, I think I will. Let's see how that clears on its own. We'll give it a go to let it do its thing. But I have a feeling that we will need to have some severe... I mean, you know, there's 50 out of 50 vehicles in this here. So that kind of dictates to you what we're looking at as far as the effectiveness of our death care in this city, apparently. Will that cover it? I hope so. Does that mean there's more to come out? Yes, 5 more cars. Okay, well, we'll hopefully fix that. In the meantime, how's our tax base going? We are in a surplus on the grain. Let's worry about the livestock and the carrots and the cotton. Straight road. All right. I could have put it closer to the road. I think that this, however, will give us an adequate feel for things, and maybe we could put in some, I don't know, commercial type businesses out here for them to sell direct to consumer kind of a feel. I don't know, we'll see. Let's get the vegetables in though. Out. to the line and straight back. Carry that there. And straight over. Down and over. And to clear it all out, let's see how this turns out. Alright. That will help a bunch. Let's look at how that goes. It's saying that there's no road connection. I don't know what you're talking about. You suffer from the craziness factors of crazydom, but sure, hot diggity do, let's put in more road for you. Does that make you feel better? How's that, friends? Did that clear it for you? Did that take care of it? Ugh, this death wave's gonna get me. Do I need to plop in more death care right here? Oh boy, here we go. It's too big, that's the problem. Alright. We're just gonna stack them in, friends, because apparently everyone's dying right now. We'll let them take care of that. Hopefully that can clear that. I mean, you look at these, there's no vehicles in use. Why is that? I don't know. Come on, why aren't you jumping to action? Some of them are working. Alright. We've done some production going there for a minute more. Vegetables are in the green. Let's get some chickens, maybe, and some cotton. A chicken! Buck buck, a chicken! Let's see what that does. And in the meantime, we can more fully cover this area for cotton by placing it there, which we will. Just kind of scooch it along here, along the edge of the road. That will take us for most of our effective area here. Let's go ahead and we're going to bring this one all the way down because they're not going to sell direct to consumer. There you go, that's cotton. So look at that, we've got a nice big agricultural area built in. There's probably others here. There are, look at this, all here right around Saint-Agathe-des-Prés. We could look at that. We could possibly embrace that. Also, friends, we've got Aubigny-le-Forêt. And as you can tell, here in Aubigny-le-Forêt, we're doing okay on our logs, but there is space for them to have some poultry farms. So I think we will go ahead, we will run a road off here to facilitate having a poultry farm here in Aubigny-le-Forêt. And it's actually big enough that we could do 2 of them if we placed them carefully. Which, you know, I am not known for that, but hey, we'll give it a go anyway. So we'll do this one here for Aubigny-le-Forêt. Right there on the edge. Am I trying to buy time for the death wave to be over? Why, yes. Yes, I am. How could you tell? That's just one of the things, the process of the system to calculate the deaths and then the death care. I mean, you'd think I have enough, but apparently I don't, even with all those extra death care facilities. Alright. Yep, that's going to be a comeback fix later, because I'm not even going to bother trying to really figure out why it was being weird around the edge of that, because I can't want to. I'm Too busy growing the farm industry here in town. Okay, let's get over here. And can we close it off? No, because we're being the dumbs. Wonderful, thank you. Okay, that gives Aubigny de Forêt also some ability there. Let's take a look at our production. We're down to 16. That's good, right? We're getting there. We've got surplus on carrots. We don't have quite the same surplus on grain, probably because of all the livestock I just put in, if we're going to be honest about it, as we should be. So we probably could use some more grain, especially over here around Saint-Agriphe-des-Prés. But let's also consider that we wanted to have a little bit of commercial. So we're going to do the low commercial here just to facilitate, hopefully, some direct sales. It's not going to be that, but we can tell ourselves it will be. Look at this. I think we may have beaten the death wave for now. I'm going to have to leave these up and running for a while, though, because obviously you turn your back and, you know, things aren't great. Let's see. Where is this? Are we not covered here for death care? Let's look. Select operating districts. Oh, we're covered, or we should be. Guess we can cover Saint-Agriphe or Aubigny de Forêt. We do have the hospital here. Where does this cover? We do need to cover that area. I'd forgotten to cover that, so I'm glad I looked. Okay, friends, we're getting Rinard going along pretty well. We've got some drop in population. Granted, it seems like a lot of that's just people kicking the bucket for whatever reason. Our unemployment has shot up again. Again, I think that that's just wonkiness and weirdness with the way the system is. But let's do this. While we're here, out here in this area, we'll do one little kind of a loop and try to make it feel like it's an old village that hasn't really incorporated, and that way we can, you know, make it just feel a little more like a little hamlet of sorts, right? And no, I don't mean, alas, poor Yorick. I knew him well. We're gonna do these low-density terraced housing. Just give them this nice little teensy little area here that they can build in, and it just kind of feels like its own little bit of a town here. We'll come back and name this in a second. See, it's been a second. We're back. Haha. Let's call this let's call this Lindenham, or should it be Lindenton? Or should it be Lindechester? Let's do Lindenville. Lindenville. There's not lindens in it, but hey, why not? It's its own little neighborhood, but let's make sure that it's covered by the school. Pick up Lindenville. There's not going to be anyone to go to school there, but we'll pick it up anyway. There you go. There you go. Little village popped in, boosting the growth. Let's look at our production again. That's going to change over time, of course. And look at that. Our grain's coming up. Our carrots coming up. We've got good cotton. We're going to need more grain to offset for the livestock that are going over here. But our city's growing. Our city's improving. Also, we need to quickly put in a new German-style town here. We better do that quick before we end. So we're going to just zone it in hard. Hard and fast, friends. But we're going to do it with squares and not, you know, the loopity-loops, because that's just going to cause me a headache in the end. Okay, let's get some German buildings in here and see what they look like. We'll do German houses on the outside. Not going to be able to build anything there. And then we'll do German shoppy buildings here. And a few more German house buildings here. We'll shift it over to that so we can do that. And then we need to quickly put in an area here. Let's do a quick adjustment. Nope. Alright, so we will call this... We've got Bremenberg. So, a city near Bremen, let's call it Holsteinberg, right? Since, you know, Holstein is over there by Bremen. Tiny little German-style neighborhood here. That'll bring in some population. That'll also bring in some unemployment, but we'll make that work. We'll fix it. We'll figure it out. But friends, I'm loving Rinard. Look at this. I thought I was done, but I changed my mind. Because look, we're able to grow it in some nice ways. We do have one other special building that I want to put in. We're going to have to put it in next time, however, because we don't have time, but we could put in the oil refinery. But as you can see, that is one big building, and we definitely don't want to plop it down in the residential areas. We're going to need it over in a more specifically petroleum-related area. So we're going to have to rejigger some of this Kolos Industrial Park, but we'll get to that next time here in Rinard. So friends, thanks for being here. We'll see you again next time here in Rinard. Bye.